right, welcome back to another episode of Conversations with Jay. I got a special guest in the building. I'm gonna allow him to introduce himself.
Yo, Tone Diesel, host and owner of G Talk 2020, Plethora clothing line, Wealth Laden Entertainment, regular guy.
All right, now you got a clothing line, a podcast. So let's start with the clothing line first. That's what you got on.
Nah, I got on my homie PRPS. You feel me? Purpose. I fuck with them. Yeah, I fuck with them. But my T-shirt is actually Kush Cowboy, so I'm always supporting black business and shit. But Plethora came about maybe a year ago. Me and my little brother, DJ Don Ryan, we was just chilling, and we like, man, let's do some of our own shit. Because we was just, one day we were just talking about how much money was like in our carts, about to do some online shopping and shit.
Right.
And then our other homie was like, man, y'all should just start some own shit. Y'all be fresh. And then look how much money y'all finna spend. So we just did the research. And we got the people who make Fashion Geek, One Accord Apparel. Shout out One Accord Apparel. They just did some shit recently with Stussy and Off-White.
Okay.
So they doing some shit. But yeah, they make our shit.
So y'all plugged in with the Connect.
Yeah.
So y'all got the quality.
Yeah, good quality.
Because a lot of people, like, they buy gas station T-shirts, you feel me?
I want to smack them.
That once you wash them, they shrinking or they just not going to hold up over time.
Real shit.
So how did you, so as far as the research it went into, like, the clothing, like, how did you know where to go or what to pick? Like, did you actually, like, because, they send, like, samples.
Yeah.
So was you doing, like, sample products just to make sure the product was right?
I ain't gonna lie, bro. It was, like, almost 6 months to 8 months of just research. Going through fabric, trial and error with shirts, vinyl print, heat print, quality, quantity, pricing. They want to pay this much for setup fees. And then, we came down to it, and going back to One Accord, they were like they were affordable.
Right.
They from the crib, you know what I mean? And then, honestly, bro, I'm not even gonna lie. It was just like, if it's good for Geek, it's good enough for us.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
They where they need to be.
You feel right. You know what I mean? And then, honestly, I wear Geek. And then I had to think, like, because when they told us, it was like, oh, okay. And they wasn't telling us, like, on no humble flex, oh, yeah, we do Geek shit. It was more like, oh, yeah, you wear Geek? And I'm like, yeah, I wear Fashion Geek. I fuck with them niggas, Alzo, shout out to my niggas. And then it was like, nah, we make that shit. And then I was thinking, like, oh, damn. So I started really thinking, like, man, I got Geek shirts from '04.
Right.
That's
still.
You know what I mean? So I'm like, okay, from a consumer aspect, it was cool. But on the aspect of just really making it on a producer side, it was the best bet. So yeah, shout out One Accord.
It's crazy you took 6 to 8 months because I ain't even gonna stunt, you feel me? I was like, man, I'm finna print me some shirts, you feel me? I went on Amazon, bought me a little heat press, you feel me? Got me some T-shirts that came with the bundle, you feel me? And I just got to work on it, and it never turned out well for me, you feel me? Me printing and using the sublimation printer and shit, like, I abandoned that shit. That shit in my closet right now, you feel me? I get back to that shit when I get back to it. But I thought it was going to be easy. Yeah. And for you to take 6 to 8 months to find exactly what you needed before you launch like that says a lot about your brand. Yeah. Because a lot of people just would have jumped into it and just went with it.
And that's what it was. Like, I seen some of my homies, they all started off same time, and they was, I'm finna just jump into it, bro. Like, nah, fuck that shit. I know a nigga at the mall, he be doing the screen printing shit. You know what I mean? Then some of my homies like, man, I got a nigga, I'm gonna just have him order the shit for me, and I'm gonna learn how to print the shit. Yeah. And then it came down to, for me, do I want to learn how to make this shit? And then it was like, do I got the time for that shit? Because I still had the record label going. I had artists. I was like, man, it only makes sense to legit just outsource.
Right.
And if I was going to outsource, might as well keep it in the family. You know what I mean?
I mean, outsource and save you a lot of fuck ups on your own.
It
You
does.
feel me? The fuck up on somebody else, you can complain to somebody else. But I gotta fuck with you. I gotta buy a shirt or something.
Yeah, and I meant to bring some shit. It's so crazy, bro. I couldn't find a box of shirts. So, just moving, man. I'm transitioning right now. So,
right.
I got you. We locked in. So, I definitely, you about a large.
Shit, I try. You feel me? I'm gonna
XL?
say I try to large. I'm really an XL. It depends on the shirt though, honestly.
Yeah, they
like
good
this
material.
a large right here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I look like a large.
Yeah.
So yeah, they good material. They
Yeah.
good material. So.
And then we got the wall right here where you feel me?
Oh yeah.
So I'm gonna get multiples from you, and one of them gonna go on the wall. You feel me?
Sure.
That's our wall of fame right there for
sure.
for Chicago creators.
Yeah, I definitely gotta give you. I'm gonna give you 4 shirts. I'm gonna give you 2 to rock, 2 to put on the wall, and I gotta sign the wall before I get out of there. I'm looking at Little Blessing. You got Taco.
Facts.
You got a couple of
That wall gonna be legendary.
Yeah.
If we ever move up out of here, they gonna be mad. They gotta repaint that
They
motherfucker.
yeah.
That's some history on that
That
wall,
is,
low
man.
key. We been in this motherfucker. I want to say since like February or March, but for sure April in here.
Yeah.
Cause how it started, like Illinois, you feel me? That's a website, brand, lifestyle, all that shit. So Illinois had a radio station under somebody else's umbrella, and the person they wasn't seeing eye to eye type shit. And they was finna move to another location. So this spot opened up. And bro was like, man, let's branch out. Let's do this shit. And now we here. Shit.
That's real shit.
Facts. Now, you say you support a lot of Chicago brands. How important is that for you?
Me, being an artist, an owner, a resident, I feel that it's vital. It's vital. Like, and it's crazy because you said that shit because I put on a fit and I'm like, man, I should wear some Plethora shit. I should put on some pillars. I should put on something in Chicago. Right. But I'm like, man, fuck it. I already had this shit planned out. I was going to put this shit on. But, like, real shit, man. If we don't support us, who will?
Facts.
And I just feel like whatever energy we put out, you know what I mean? Like, that's what we get. So I can't tell niggas to fuck with me, and I'm not really fucking with niggas.
Bro, I had the same thought in my head. I was like, man, because I'm on camera a lot more, so I'd be like, man, I want my, if I know you, I want your brand to be seen, you feel me? And I want to be wearing your shit. Yeah. Not even no, you got to pay me or give me some free shit type shit. Because I don't think, a lot of times when we support each other, we expect a discount or we want something for free. You feel me? And I don't think that's how it should go. Like, if somebody want to give you something for free, then that's cool. But asking for something for free, like, come on, bro. Like, just go ahead, pay the $30, $40 for it, you know what I'm saying, and wear it proudly.
And catch your blessing.
You feel me?
And it's crazy you say that shit because even with the podcast, especially with the clothing line, like, my brother, some of my other business partners was like, man, bro, you need to be calling in favors from niggas. And I'm like, nah, G, like, to me, it's not time. Right. You know what I mean? Like, when I reach for you, it's going to be because I really need you to, come through with some shit. Fact. And it's going to be a big favor. You know what I mean? I ain't going to waste the favor. Right. You know what I mean? So, like, niggas be like, man, you should hit such and such up to wear a shirt. You should, you know what I mean, hit such and such and up to get on the show. And it's like, man, it's cool when the time comes. It's going to come. Like, I'd rather have that, build that repertoire, that relationship where when we do have it, it's not like, damn, Jay, you wanna come on my show, bro? Right. You know what I mean? Where it's like, man, G, you got your shit going, I got my shit going. Let's get some shit going. You know what I mean? Where it's more natural. Because then you don't really develop them pure relationships. You feel me? So that's why I'll be all on some. Like how you was telling me when you was on my shit, bro. Like, when the relationship come and we in the circle shit, it's gonna come. You know what I mean? But I support everybody in the shy. You know what I mean?
As you should.
As you should, but it's just levels to it.
And it's crazy, like, literally before you text me and said you was outside, I was reading a quote and it said, don't worry, don't hurry. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I live my life. Like, I don't, like, even if I could be facing some bullshit tomorrow, you feel me? I can't worry about that shit. Like, whatever's gonna happen, I already said and done, you feel me? I just gotta live it out.
And it's God's plan. Like, everything that we legit going through in life, bro. Like, good, bad, breakups, getting a new joint. It was already written down in God's book, bro.
Facts.
All we could do was just, you know what I mean, go with the punches, man.
Make the best decisions out here.
Decisions, G. You feel me? And I know this is like totally off topic, but me and Pops
Some bullshit.
was talking maybe like last week, 2 weeks ago, about why the devil really don't fuck with us humans. And it's because we got choice, G.
Facts.
You feel me? Like, the devil was mad because he had to, you know, worship humans. You feel me? But us as humans, we got the same 24 as the next man. It's just our choice what we do with it. We could either be on some real prolific shit, you know, some independent shit with you and I doing, even though it's hard. And, you know, we got homies doing other shit, and you know what I mean? And it make you think, like, man, I could be doing that. But then everybody got some different shit. Like, a nigga looking at us like, man, I want to do that shit. You feel me? So I just stepped into this shit, man. You feel me?
I don't think people understand the simple thing of a choice. You feel me? Because in a moment, like, you don't know if you choose yes or no what's going to lead you down either path. You know what I'm saying? But once you choose to make a decision or a choice on something, like, you got to deal with those consequences that come with it. And I know a lot of the choices I made in my life is because I knew it was some negative shit over there, and I ain't want to make that choice to even go down that path. Now, I ain't gonna say I made all right choices, you feel me? But that's just something we gotta live with. Is like you say, humans, bro. We got a choice, and everything come down to them. Even life and death, I feel like it comes down to a choice that we made.
Yeah, man, and that be the thing. We think we doing the right shit. It's easy to assume that we doing the right shit. You know what I mean? And then it's easy to just get discouraged. It's a quote that I was reading earlier too. Like, we be on the same shit. Like, I was reading this shit, and a nigga, the guy on the quote said, "Success is just one step further than failure." And I was like, "Damn, that's some heavy shit." Because
that's 100.
Think about how many times we quit right before we was about to really accomplish some shit. Or how many other people quit before they accomplished some shit. Because when I started the clothing line, the podcast, that shit really was on some, man, I just really want to do some shit. Like, I was a fly nigga with the clothes. So I'm like, man, I'm going to start a clothing line. You know what I mean? I was already rapping. And then that's how everything come about. Like, you know, the choice. It's like, man, I could choose to spend money on a Gucci belt, or I could spend $150 on getting this LLC made.
Facts.
Dropping that LLC, and then spending another a band, which ain't shit but a fit. You know what I mean? That includes shoes, hats, pants, whatever. You know what I mean? Especially you a man.
All right.
You know what I mean? Or I could get a crate made. I could get some shit made and then sell it. And that's all I did. I just took, like, the same street mentality that niggas, like, enforce with. You know what I mean? And took that, made it legit.
I done watched a lot of interviews, and I done seen or heard rappers say, like, I was a hustler. I just took the street hustle to the business hustle. Now, a lot of people on the outside looking in, like, they can listen to that and they can digest that. But at the end of the day, they still gonna say, I don't want to do that shit. That shit too hard.
Yeah.
Like, fam, you risking your life. Like, what's harder than risking your life on a daily?
I broke it down to my brother, like, gee, imagine for the podcast equipment, it's like $500, $600 for everything. You feel me? So it's like, all right, you get your quarter pound. So that's, you know what I mean? You got to break it down to relative terms. So you break this shit down, and it ain't gonna be a quick flip, but you've already paid that shit. You feel me? And then I tell niggas like, man, it's like buying a pair of ones. Like, ones is $100. You could change your life for the price of a pair of ones.
Facts. I just seen the nigga change his life with $10.
You feel me? Like,
he made some nachos, bro.
You feel me? Like, and it's crazy, G. Like, but when somebody really show you in your world, you feel me? Like, and I like, me being in the education field also, everybody love learning, but everybody hates school.
Facts. I hate school.
Yeah, I hate school. You feel me? And I'm a teacher and I hate school. You feel me? Like, hate it as a student, hate it as a teacher. It's the structure. Because me being, and then especially being in education, sure, you go to college and you learn about the different type of learning. Like, some people are kinetic learners, where they got to really work with their hands. They learn with their hands. Some people, I could read it and I got it. Some people, they got photographic memory. They could see it. They got it. We don't got to talk about it no more. I looked at it. I know it. Some people are like that with reading shit. They could read it once. They could look at this picture, this diagram. I bet and I'm finna put it together. But with school, they just teach you one style.
Right.
And then especially with the fact that, and it's been proven that African American men are more than one type of learner. So especially if we gifted, like my whole shit in school, they always say, "Oh, he's smart. He just does what he wants." It's like, no, the shit not challenging. Like, you don't play in school for 45 minutes. You talked for 20. The work really was only like 10 minutes worth of work. It's 2 worksheets.
Right.
You feel me? What am I gonna do with these other 15? I'm talking to my mans. I'm talking to Shorty. You know what I mean? Like, I'm done. It's not like I'm disturbing the class. I'm done. I did my shit. Like, you feel me? So it's like people who fit in that category, like the good, the smart but bad kid. And it's like, nah, niggas, you either one or the other. And everybody's smart. Everybody knows some shit.
Right.
Even the bad kid, because they smart and manipulate a motherfucker to do they work for them.
Fact. Everybody got a special little talent, no matter.
You feel me? It's just how you, and the streets either go hone your talents or the school go hone your talents. But either way, you'll still go get sharpened from someone.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Let me ask you this, since you are a teacher. Like, if you were a principal at a school, they gave you complete control over the school. You do whatever you want. What are some things that you would implement into the everyday school system?
Money management. Real life shit. Like, and even in school, you learn about business, accounting. And I realized this for, like, actually taking college classes, they don't have business classes for owning some shit. It's always how to manage somebody's shit. Even the entrepreneurship classes, all they teach you is you pay to learn shit you can look up yourself. Like, Illinois is a finesse state because
Facts. I'm just learning that shit now, though.
a registered agent, bro, like, and that deters regular folks from starting business. Because it's like, bet, I got a business idea. Bet, I got the $150 to do my LLC. I got the money to get my business account going. I got, you know what I mean? But then they're like, oh, hold on, brother. Do you got a registered agent? And the average man is like, what the fuck is a registered agent?
Right.
And they like, oh, somebody got to, you know, they take your legal documents and they speak that legalese shit to you. And it's like, oh, I just need somebody to answer my phone and get my mail. Like, not even a secretary, but, like, if ever the case, you could do that shit.
Facts.
But they make you do legal Zoom. They make you do, or go through an outside source. That's because they don't teach us that in school.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
But I think that's also the reason why anybody could get rich.
Yeah.
You feel me? Because it's a million different avenues. But like you say, if we only taught one way, then we gonna only think one way. Especially when we in that moment where it's time to critically think. Then we like, oh shit. Well, let me go right back to 5th grade.
Yeah. And then households, they play a factor on it too. Because if your parents had a dream and their dream was deterred, they could crush your shit on accident. Just off them telling you they life. Like,
yeah. Just off them thinking it's too hard. It was too hard for them.
Yeah. Like, my OG wanted to write a book. You know what I mean? Not to get too personal. And then when I first started music, she like, man, everybody got something they want to do. But it's like, what you gonna do if that shit don't work? You know what I mean? My teacher told me I was gonna be an excellent writer. And it's like, yeah, I feel you, but you should have did it. You know what I mean? Or, I'm sorry it didn't work, but that's you.
Facts.
You know what I mean? And sometimes you really do gotta, especially if you're doing your own shit, you gotta have that asshole mentality. Same way if you was in the street. You know what I mean? Like, you just gotta have that I'm that nigga mentality. Rather I'm talking in a boardroom or I'm talking to a nigga for the first time and I'm, you know, we talking some street business shit. Like, it's about how you perceive yourself. If I perceive myself as insecure, I don't know if this shit go work, nigga, that shit go put off in the energy. And somebody go get me.
Facts. It's crazy how coming up as a kid, like the lessons we was taught or the things that was told to us or how we was treated as a kid, period. Like it's amazing how that translate over into adulthood.
Yeah.
You feel me? And then to me personally, that's why I think you got all these kids out here that's running wild. Cause either they got somebody talking to them crazy in the crib, or they got somebody picking on them at school. And at some point, you gotta either defend yourself or get with some people that's gonna help you defend yourself.
Real shit, like my family, like me being from South Holland, Dalton area and shit. You know what I mean? Like my family was on some. We moved out of Inglewood and Roseland for get away from gangs and organizations and shit. Like why you do that shit out here?
Right.
But I was from when like my whole block was white and they was really on that with the black people. So like shit, me and the Phoenix niggas clicked and next thing you know, like that's not where I was plugged from. You feel me? But they just like it was just a family of like you good. You feel me?
Right.
Because I'm riding a bus. Like my first fight, really, I was in second grade and a white boy spit on me.
That's crazy.
And I beat the fuck out of him, as I should have. You know what I mean? I got
Facts.
suspended off the bus, and I was, you know, tweaking young, didn't tell my mama and daddy and shit, because I didn't even think about, like, them being on my side because of the racial shit. I was just more concerned, like, damn, I got suspended off the bus.
Man.
You know what I mean? So I'm walking to school, getting up every day early as hell. Like, I'm just finna go wait for the bus early.
That's crazy.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm in second grade, bro. That's hella pressure on somebody.
Look, I want to touch on that point right there, cause I dealt with this shit in my own life. You feel me? Not being able to talk to a parent about some real shit, a real situation, and I vowed to never have that with my kids. Like if it's something going on, I need them to talk to me and we can figure this shit out. Cause the first time I had a real 100 conversation with my mama, I was probably like 25, 26.
Yeah.
You feel me? And in that conversation, I told her, I'm like, bro, I've never felt like I could come to you and have an open and honest conversation for multiple reasons. But the main reason, like, if I tell you something, that's between me and you. Like, I don't want the whole family knowing what the fuck I'm talking about. You feel me? But me and my mama had that conversation, and now I feel like I could holler at my mama about some shit. Then she could point me in the right direction. But I think like a lot of people look at it as you shouldn't be friends with your kids. Like you ain't gotta be their fucking best friend, but they should be able to talk to you. And that'll alleviate a lot of stress in a young man that don't even know how to deal with stress.
Like, and that's how it was with me. Like my parents, my pops, he was always on some, you come tell me anything. But when I did, it wasn't, you know what I mean, the feedback I was looking for.
Right.
You feel me? And then my mom's, all she was just gonna do was be like some comparison shit. You know, mama's comparison shit. Like, look at your cousins. Look at this nigga. Why you want to do this type of shit?
I ain't got nothing to do with
like,
this.
You know what I mean? And I'm like, man, like, and my whole shit was, as long as I did the right shit, whatever dirt I did, it was justifiable.
Right.
You know what I mean? And my pops, he came from the street, got his shit together, you know what I mean? But, like, I seen his transition. So, like, my whole mindset was like, nigga, I seen you smoking weed. You stopped, and you went back to school and shit later in life. But, like, I seen that shit. You always had a job, but I seen you one foot in, one foot out.
Right.
Seen my cousins, I seen my uncles, one foot in, one foot out. So, my whole shit was, as long as covering my tracks, you know what I mean?
Good.
I'm good. Until you realize, like, nah, G, and I can't expect my legitimate shit to prosper if I'm illegitimate.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
You gotta make a decision.
You gotta make a decision.
Come down to that choice once again.
Comes down to, exactly, bro. Like, everything is, like, really 720. You feel me? Like, because you'll do it, you'll meet it again, and then next time you know what to do. You feel me? Like, life is lessons, G. And that's why people fail class, they repeat the grade. You fail that life lesson, you be stuck there. Like, chicks that be hollering that niggas ain't shit, maybe you should like evaluate like the things on your checklist. You feel me? Like you feel me?
What turns you on?
You know what I mean? Like maybe it's some of the shit that turns you on. It's also some of the shit that's turning you off.
Thanks.
You know what I mean? Same thing with niggas. Like that's just human. Like single people want to be married people want to be single.
Crazy.
I mean? You can't have it all. And I think the balance is like realizing that shit. But when you don't realize that shit, that's when shit get crazy.
Facts.
That's when life get wild. You know what I mean? So, like, it legit took me being on supervision in 2 states to realize, like, damn, maybe I'm moving wrong.
Woo. Oh, my baby.
Like, real shit. Like, man, maybe I think I'm doing the right shit. Like, I'm going to church, paying my tithes, taking care of the niggas in the street, I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, I'm going to work. But it gets to a point where, and then go back biblical, man. Like, you can't be lukewarm. You either go be hot, you go be cold. You feel me? Like, you can't serve 2 masters.
You know, everybody don't get that moment in life where they can realize, like, hey, I'm tweaking. I'm fucking up. You feel me?
Legit fucking up. And I was realizing that shit because I was trying to be legit. I'm paying lawyer fees. You know what I mean? Like, I'm legit watching money go
at an alarming rate.
That I'm like, I could have definitely used that shit for this.
Facts.
I could have definitely. And then it got to the point where, like, that's how I really started doing my CEO shit. You know what I mean? So it's like, it was a blessing in disguise. You feel me? But, like, because, like, man, I really can't rap because I got these cases. I see how, like, the hip-hop police is real. Niggas think it's not, but it's real. They listening and watching everything.
And they play your shit in court.
Man, you know what I mean? So I'm like, yeah, all right, I'm going to just really push my artist. So I got in the CEO mode. And then from there, it got like, man, fuck that clothes shit. Let's get the clothes going. And then the whole pandemic came, and it's like, man, we can't even promote shit. Let's just get some podcast shit and start promoting us. And then next thing you know, it grew like promoting the guys, and then it just grew to a real-ass show. So, like, everything that, like, has been going has a root in some crazy shit. You know what I mean? Like,
gotta start somewhere.
You feel me? Like, but it was a choice. Mm-hmm. It was like, damn, I could either stop rapping and really focus on work, or I could stop rapping and really, like, focus on being a CEO. You know what I mean? Just leave all the bullshit alone. Because then at that point, too, besides, like, me looking at the lawyer shit and the money shit, I was really looking at, like, man, I'm like, what am I doing? Like, it got to the point where the reasons why I was doing this stupid street shit, you know what I mean, it wasn't fun. Like, the risk and the reward, they wasn't clicking.
Right.
So it got to a point where, like, man, you know what I mean, this shit's stupid. You know what I mean? I'm in college. I got a whole 9 to 5. Real shit, and, like, this shit crazy, bro. Like, I was working, and then I was legit, like, trafficking shit. And then it got to the point where, like, I was working at Nordstrom's, and I was going to school and working at Nordstrom's, and then my homie called me like, man, I need you to drop some shit off for me in Springfield. And the whole time I'm driving, the state troopers passing and shit, and I'm like, man, and I was praying shit, bro. I'm like, man, I'm making home after doing this dumb shit. Like, man, I ain't doing none of this shit no more. So my shit really wasn't like no scared straight, or, you know what I mean? Like, I had to get up out the streets because the streets was hot. It just was like,
you ain't gonna let it get to that
right.
point.
You know what I mean? You just see your potential.
Right.
And most niggas is really like, the streets is all I got. They life stories, well, they really be fucked up. You know what I mean? But if you got some shit going and you got some potential, or not even saying they don't, but it's like they've come to grips that they know they worth.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, if you know your worth and you ever had like that inkling that it's something more, get the fuck out, bro.
Thanks.
You know what I mean?
Real.
Like,
because it's signs that present itself that show you, like, bro, you doing the wrong shit.
Yeah.
And usually, like with me, like, I know it's always my fuck up shit come in threes, bro. every time. So as I grew older, I learned that once one thing happened, then I need to watch out for these other two. I don't know how they gonna come. I don't know how they gonna present themselves.
But you know it's coming.
I know it's coming.
Yeah.
And I always tell myself, like, Jay, like, nah, let's
not
do this. Let's not do this. Let's not go down that path. Yeah. Man, just get on your fucking computer. Yeah. That's all you need to do. Just get on your computer. Be a boring ass nigga. It's cool.
It's cool, G. Like, it's hip to be square. You know what I mean? Like, we just now learning that as late 20, early 30-year-old niggas. You know what I mean? But before that, we thought we was on the right shit because that's how we move. You feel me?
What I think it is, too, is, like, I'm pretty sure all our parents have seen talent in us. You feel me? But they don't hone or help us hone in on that talent. Like, my mama had me in baseball, all types of shit. You feel me? And I didn't know what I wanted to do, even as a grown ass man. Like, I love doing all that shit, but I ain't in the NBA, I ain't in the MLB.
You know what my shit was, bro? Because my parents was in all that shit. I ain't even gonna say it was like on some cool shit.
Right.
It was on some fuck that shit. Because in my whole life, I was always quick to say, I ain't got no role models, I ain't got no influences. Everything I do is off me. You know what I mean? Niggas love saying that they did this for my daddy, my brothers, the cousins, all. I'm like, no, that wasn't me. You know what I mean? But as I got older, I realized that it was, G, because it would be points when I'd just be thinking, like, why the fuck was we doing this dumb shit? You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, that's the best way to describe it. Like, what was we thinking? You know what I mean? But at the time, it was that call. You know what I mean? That's what we standing on. That's how we living. That's what we ratting on. Like, you were lame if you don't get why we doing this shit. You know what I mean?
Man, that's exactly what it was. Like, bro, you ain't with the gang, then fuck, nigga.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Some nut shit.
Yeah, but in our minds, it wasn't peer pressure because we all had the same mindset. Like, nobody had to pressure us to do dumb shit.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It was Tuesday. Let's do it.
It's fuck it. It's Tuesday, 2:30 p.m.
We ain't got nothing to do.
You know what I mean? Didn't you say that nigga said some shit to you about 3 months ago?
Man, and that's how quick it happened, though.
You know what I mean? Like, real shit, bro. Like, I don't had so many near-death experiences, and I'm from the burbs.
Right.
You feel me? Like, District 205, Thornridge nigga, you know what I mean? Like, but niggas would be like, man, Tone was wild. You mean? Like, I don't have some crazy shit, so I can imagine, like, niggas is really, you know what I mean? Like, this is it. I'm woo crazy. You know what I mean? My daddy this way, 10 toes down. You know what I mean? What you know about visiting your daddy in the joint, nigga? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I could see them really like, this it. You feel me? And even for them brothers, I'm like, man, G, like, whatever you think is your way out, do that shit. And I'm not saying this gonna be a hit this year. I'm not saying you go check an M. You could just make a decent life doing some shit you love to do. Because we gonna have to work. We gonna have to work until we die. You feel me? Like, they trying to get rid of Social Security. Like, we gonna have to do something. So I might as well do some shit I love to do. I love sitting back talking shit about the culture. Might as well do a podcast. I love being fresh. Might as well start a clothing line.
Let's jump right into the podcast. Like, what made you start a podcast?
Corona. like real shit. Like, Corona. Me and the guys sitting around. It's being like, your homies got some shit. They getting kind of depressed because of COVID, and they want to, like, man, I got these clothes I want to get off, but you know what I mean? Or, man, I got this music I'm trying to get off. Man, just, you know, use social media. Like, man, I really ain't got no social media shit. You know what I mean? Then you got the homies just like, man, just, you know, I got some cooking shit. So I just had homies really doing shit. And I'm like, man, bro, fuck it. I'm going to get on the shit. Because I wanted to just do the podcast shit. But I wanted to really be on some selfish, me and the guys, just legit plugging us. During the COVID, you know what I mean? Making it like a Wealth Lane Entertainment Radio type of shit. And just having our artists and niggas I fuck with is on the shit. And then we started doing it. And then people started getting on. And then one of the big homies, my big brother, Wallace Gator Bradley, he reached out to me and was like, man, bro, you got some shit going. we need to get on here. We need to reach the young brothers. And I think it was like, even though it's the pandemic, it was like a wild week of killings.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like he like, we need to get on here. We need to talk some growth and development shit, united in peace shit for the brothers and sisters. And I'm like, all right, man, you know, when you get a call like that, you can't say no.
Facts.
You know what I mean? So it's like, all right, bet. So he came, and then we got on the show. He was talking and shit. And then the whole cowboy dude, Adam, shout out Adam Hollingsworth, he started, me and him Facebook friends. It's crazy. You know, Facebook is crazy. You never know.
You be friends with motherfuckers you don't even know.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So he was just talking about like how he really loves his horses. You know what I mean? And I'm like, and he started getting a little viral. This is before like he started doing like the news interviews and like months before the whole
this
highway
was when
shit.
everybody knew it was a dude riding around in the horse. They just didn't know who he was.
Right. You know what I mean? That time. So I'm like, man, bro, I want to get you on my podcast and shit. And he like, I ain't trying to do that shit if I got on the pay. And then the first thing I thought, he don't came across some Chicago niggas. Like, Chicago niggas love to reach out to you, make it seem like they want you to do some shit, and then they be like, but I need $250 from you.
Nice.
So we talking about that shit, and then, you know, we just chopping it up, mutual friend shit. I'm like, man, but I got a podcast, though, for real. You should come. And he like, you want to bring some of the horses? So I'm like, LOL, yeah, that shit'd be cool. You know what I mean? My man's pulled up with the van connecting. He had like the trailer, 2 horses in them joints.
That's
like,
crazy.
It's crazy, G.
Let the kids ride.
Yeah, I called my cousins. I people on the block pulling up like, man, can I bring my kid back there? Yeah. So that's when like the neighborhood started like, oh, okay, Tone really got a podcast. You know what I mean? So then my homie like, man, we should put this shit on Facebook Live. Before we was just doing YouTube. And then that shit on Facebook Live, and then the Twitter, and then Beyonce, engineer. I'm just fucking around like, fuck it, I'm gonna just shoot for the stars. I got that nigga to get on, so now I'm just legit DMing everybody like, get on the show, get on the show. Nice. And then this nigga like, all right, cool. So it was like, all right, bet. And then this one I realized it was some like I got a real ass show because he faxed over contracts. Like this is like the month, like June, because when did Black is King come out? July?
Something around that time.
Yeah, so like the month before we had him on the show, and he like, yeah, we gonna do this contract, we gotta do this NDA shit. You can't ask no more than 7 questions about Beyonce. You can't ask shit about Disney Plus. You can't ask shit about Black is King. And I'm like,
I wasn't even gonna ask none of that
right,
shit.
like first I'm a man, so it's like my Beyonce question is gonna be like 3 tops. Is she fine in person? You know what I mean? Is she thick in person? What she smell like?
Right.
You know what I mean? And then, like, you know what I mean? And then the Black is King shit, like, I didn't know much about it anyway. Right. So it was like, all right, cool. But then we talked and we built up the relationship. And then that's when he like, man, what y'all sipping on? Because, you know, sometimes we be drinking on the show. And we was like, we sipping on some Douce. And then from there, he like, oh, you know Emory Jones? And we like, yeah, we know Emory.
And a case, dude.
You feel me? He like, yeah, my brother, no, what'd he say? He was like, his brother is like my homie. That's like my play brother type shit. But his blood brother, I know him. Right. I'm going to give you his number after the show. So he DM me the number or whatever. And I just hit him up. And then next thing you know, like the Douce started coming.
That's crazy.
Yeah, see? And then it was like from there, I'm like, man, can we legitimize some business shit? And he like, man, after the corona. But I'm going to just say it, like, fuck it. When the corona shit over with, they going to start doing, like, Douce tours. You know what I mean? We go be, like, one of they, like, spokespeople. I'm going to definitely hit them up. We got to get you on board, too, bro.
See, the crazy shit about what you just said, this all started from just a DM.
Yeah.
Just you shooting your shot. You feel me? And I never forget when I first started my marketing company, I told myself, I'm like, boy, I'm shooting all the shots. Like, ain't no shot I don't like out here. You feel me? I'm shooting.
No shit.
And it was amazing what was coming back to me just off the strength of shooting.
You go get them no's, but them yeses go blow your mind.
Or even the no's where you still connected with a motherfucker and y'all can grow.
Building that relationship.
Facts.
And those be the no's that I actually appreciate because it don't be a shady no. Right. It be
some authentic shit.
Yeah, like all right, bro, I see you, but we here.
You gotta do a little bit more.
You know what I mean? Like, no offense, but we wherever you at, we had to work up and now. And it's like, okay. And that's nothing wrong with that type of creative criticism.
Right.
You know what I mean? But because we all got homies and shit. Like, my first 20 episodes, like, only 2 out of the 13 homies that, like, my homies were, like, faithfully watching.
Right.
You feel me? And then when they did watch, it was always some negative feedback.
Some bullshit.
You know what I mean?
You should have did this.
You should have did this. I ain't like that segue transition. And now I'm like, oh damn. So now y'all like podcasts,
right,
like
professionals.
You
and
know
shit.
what I mean? Aficionados.
Like, y'all out here critiquing motherfuckers.
The way you transition from sports to the current events, even though it's both Chicago related, I would have, you know what I mean? And then it's like, oh, your mic's too loud, or it sound like a little distorted. And it's like, oh, okay, well, you know anything about engineering?
Right, come help, nigga.
You know what I mean? It's like, nah, because y'all talking a lot over the phone, you know what I mean? Or like, but when that shit come down, they see you doing some shit, they want to, that's my boy. But that's how we all are. Like, even when they play sports, you feel me? Like, it be like that. Like, oh, damn, you finna go fuck with this nigga? Shit, let me ride. You feel me? But, like, do I want to be with them when they go into the gym just to hoop? No. You know what I mean? So, but it's about the way you present the shit. You know what I mean? Niggas, and family, friends, they be our hardest critics. And they be the ones that make us not want to continue our dreams.
Yeah.
You just got to, going back to the street shit, like, having that shit, like, I'm going to make it. Like, I know it's 100 niggas at this gas station serving the same fucking weed, but I'm going to just act like my shit, the gas. This shit gas, nigga. Like,
Facts.
This podcast gas. These shirts, these wet shirts, these jogging suits, gas, nigga. Like, fuck all that other shit. You know what I mean? Like, you got to have that same mentality, bro. That's the only way you go win, the only way you go build up the confidence to keep doing it, the only way niggas go absorb that confidence you giving out to believe it.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Nah, it's clear 2021 gonna be big for you now. I've been talking to my homie. I told him 2021 gonna be big for us. You feel me? So I'm speaking that insistence for you too, bro.
Blessings, bro.
Now, where can people find the podcast? Where can people find the clothing? Like, how can people get in tune with you?
Okay, bet. January, we got a new unveiling of the collection coming. We got some new shit from the collection. You can follow the Plethora clothing band on Facebook at Plethora Clothing Company. You can follow the Facebook. You can follow the Instagram at Plethora Life. PLETHORA. All the podcasts, social media, YouTube, everything, G Talk 2020, GTALK 2020. My personal shit, Tone_Diesel, TONEDIESEL, TONE_DIESEL. Photography page, Tony Visuals. It's a lot, bro. Like, I got a lot of social media, G, but it's all the same. And we taking a break on the podcast season finale. You were the guest, episode 50.
Gang.
Check that out. You know what I mean? That shit out now, and it's going to be on all platforms, streaming sites next week. But right now it is up on the Facebook page and the Instagram page. And we'll be back in January with some more episodes of the podcast, G Talk 2020. So, yeah, man, you know, legit, we just been really grinding it out full force. So now we just took the holidays off, Thanksgiving, Christmas coming up, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa. How was your Christmas, though, man? You have a good, how was your Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving was decent, man.
Yeah.
I love me some baked macaroni.
Yeah.
Me and my chick, we got in the kitchen. She wasn't even down. You feel me?
Yeah.
I had to convince her, low key, snap on her to go to the store to get some more stuff. She ain't even get enough.
Damn.
I went. I'm like, man, but I don't care what holiday it is. I need me some baked macaroni.
Facts.
You feel me? So what I did, I made my own baked macaroni. Nah, I got the wrong macaroni shells. You feel me? They was small. I thought they was gonna get bigger.
Yeah.
They didn't. It was cool though. What I learned is I need to add a little bit more cheese. You feel me? Gotta have that cheesy macaroni. But Thanksgiving was decent, man. I can't complain about nothing. I had fun. You feel me? I just chill, really.
I made some gumbo.
I seen you.
Yeah.
I seen you. I think you put it on your IG story.
Yeah, man. I just went crazy with the gumbo, man. Turkey sausage, scallops, crab legs, motherfucking 2 type of shrimp, the
Oh,
regular
went
colossus
crazy.
shrimp and tiger shrimp. You
You
feel
went
me?
crazy.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Then my OG, she cooked the traditional shit, but I'm just looking forward to Christmas, man. Real shit. Cause after Christmas, spending this money, I'm getting grand mode. I'm gonna announce it here. I'm about to drop some music. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So yeah, man. I'm just like really finna 2021. I'm letting all the birds out the cage.
Man, you gonna have to come back. You gonna have to get on the radio station.
Man, for sure. G.
And I just need clean music, bro. As long as it's radio friendly,
Yeah.
I got you, bro.
I got some clean music. You know, I got a vulgar mouth, but
hey, as long as it's clean, I could play it for you. I could put it in the rotation.
Real
we got
shit.
a 24/7 radio station back
And
there.
I'm gonna let my artists know too, man, for sure. Cause I got hella artists. Shout out to them. It's too many to name. I don't want to get nobody offended, but
I was just finna ask you before we get out of here. You want to shout anybody out?
Nah, but shout out DJ Don Ron, NSG Boss Chav, KJS Feel Good Juice. He the bartender, part of the crew. Shout out Kev, AG, JG. You feel me? I named the whole gang, but see, that's how it is, man. You name one, you gotta name them all. So shout out the whole family, Wealth Lane Entertainment, Plethora Clothing Line, G Talk 2020, Tony Visuals, Photography and Videography. Yo, you really fuck with us, we a one-stop shop. Yeah, man. Chicago, we love you. The world, we love y'all. 2020 has been crazy for everybody. We got another month, then we out, and we'll get it popping.
Hey, man, I like to say I appreciate you for pulling up on me.
I appreciate you. For
I
sure,
appreciate you for allowing me to be number 50. You feel me? That was big for me.
Yeah.
You feel me? I done watched the interview 3 times. You feel me? Appreciate it. I got to share it again today, matter of fact.
Share that shit, man. Share this shit too, man. You know what I mean? When you tag up, I need the shit put up on my shit.
I got you, bro. I'm gonna have the little clips. I'm gonna have you looking good, bro.
Yeah,
that camera looking so crispy right
I'm
now with the black. You got on black. You matching the accents,
man,
bro.
That's what's up. I love this EOS too, man. I love the Rebels. I gave my stepdaughter my camera,
bro.
She away at school.
Bro, I did the same thing. My daughter lost the camera.
You know how I know I be on some real daddy shit, bro? Because every time I get up, I be asking about the camera. She could be talking about whatever in life, and I'd be like, so you been taking pictures of it?
Oh, my baby. That's my mistake. You feel me? I didn't ask about the camera. I actually heard her telling her little brother, you feel me? Like, I wasn't even right there.
Yeah.
Like, she telling him about the camera. I'm going to hold the fuck up. Like, where the camera at? I don't know.
Because she cold with the camera shit.
Like, I'm on the same shit with my daughter. I'm trying to get her with the camera and editing on the computer. Trying to get her ready.
And coding.
Yeah.
Looking at code and shit.
Man, that shit hard.
Yeah.
That shit hard.
That's going to be, like, you remember how they was telling us, like, computer science jobs?
Mm-hmm. STEMs.
Yeah. Now it's coding. You do some STEM and some coding and shit. Your daughter could be, like, in college with, like, a part-time.
Fucking shit up.
Good fucking shit up, Joe.
I actually got them a coding computer where they could have made their own little video game. It'd have been a weak ass game, but they could have made it. But I didn't even know where to start. You feel me? And they didn't know where to start. So I was a horrible teacher. But I definitely got the computer, and I want them in on that shit so they could understand what's going on in this world.
You know, you up on the Google certificates?
Yeah.
I'm about to start doing that shit too.
Yeah, I'm about to try to actually get me the Google Analytics certificate.
Yeah, I want to get the analytics, the Google marketing, and they got another one where it's like marketing, but you can actually, like, advertising.
You go get a real job with that certificate.
And they $100, and they go back to the choice. Like,
put you on.
We go buy some Gucci shoes for $600 and wear these bitches till they dogged out and niggas go clown us.
Right.
Or we go fuck around and spend this $600 to get 6 different type of down there degrees. You feel me?
And getting the dough.
Getting the dough.
Because motherfuckers respect that Google symbol, boy.
Yeah, you got a Google certificate, you got a degree.
Facts.
They looking at that like, okay, this nigga went to DeVry, but this nigga got a Google certificate.
He went to Google, nigga. They the goats.
You feel me? So and that's the game, bro. So it's like, do I want to spend $40,000 in security and $40,000 in fucking whatever how much college costs? You feel me? I'm gonna just spend this hooch.
Facts.
That shit ain't nothing but a good time.
Facts.
That $100, that's a KD and a fifth.
Easy.
That's a
shit. You can't even really go buy groceries with that $100.
Like, and
it come back with some bullshit.
It be those little life changing choices, bro.
Facts.
You feel me? But we blessed because we learned that shit early, G.
Facts.
You even more blessed because you know to put that in your kids.
Facts.
Like real shit. Like niggas don't be having that shit. Like I got a homie and we used to get into it all the time because, like, I used to keep it G with my brother. Like, man, I just did this shit last night. Shit was wild. I'm not telling you to brag. I'm telling you because shit was wild. My man's fucked up. You feel me? So now he got the conscious decision of, if I go down this road, I know it's going to be some potholes type shit. Versus my man's, he ain't never tell his brother shit. His whole shit, I tell him, man, why you going to sending this nigga off? And he was like, man, he had to learn like we had to learn. Ain't nobody tell us.
That's fucked up.
That's fucked up, bro. But that's really the mindset, bro. So we blessed to even have that discernment to know, like, man, let me get my kids a coding computer. You know what I mean? Like, you weren't even thinking about how raw the game was. You just knew that shit was go.
Game was definitely trash.
It was trash, but it's a life lesson. You feel
Facts. It's something to learn.
Yeah. And now they, even with that, that's going to make them want to go harder. Like, man, I'm going to make a game, but it ain't going to be like that bullshit. You feel me?
Make a better one.
I'm going to make a better one.
Facts.
Real shit, man. I appreciate you for having me, man.
Yeah, man. Like, the conversation we had is the reason I started this, so people can sit, listen, and they can go have these conversations with whoever they need to have these conversations with. Because the kids the future. Our kids are the future. We got to be better role models than our parents were.
Because we too cool to open up.
Facts.
Like, black people as a culture. Black men, culturally raised. We too strong, too cool to have emotions. We too strong, too cool to have emotional, mental breakdowns. We too cool, too strong to question ourselves, to question life. Mm-hmm. Like, out of the 15 years, me and my homies been like men in our ass. You know what I mean? 14 and up. Like, we recently just started really having, like, conversations about life. You feel me? And it'd be crazy hearing your homie like, man, I got a wife, I got kids. I feel like I'm doing everything right, but I feel like it's something missing. You know what I mean? Like, I still feel. And then it's like me, and it's like, man, I ain't got no kids. I ain't got no wife. I feel like it's something missing too. Like, you feel me? Because it's like, even though you think you can have it all figured out, there's going to always be more, G. And it's like, that's why, not even just saying, like, people kill themselves, but, like, that's why people be really feeling like the weight of the world is on them because they don't got no, and they can have friends and family all around them. But if you don't got an outlet like this podcast or even homies to just really talk to and listen and be like, man, bro, you're not the only one going through this shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, and that be the shit. And niggas, we like to, like, get to ourselves and hermit crab, seclude ourselves in, and that's when all the bullshit thoughts start.
Man, facts, though. Real.
You know what I mean? Because it's like they made it unpopular to be a person. We just got to be mechanical.
You just put that shit so perfectly, bro.
Yeah, man, we people, G. And that's why I appreciate you. I appreciate this show, G, because, like I told you on my shit, bro, like, you a legend. You got the Illinois going, like, the radio shit, that shit legendary. You got this real platform, this podcast, people coming in really talking shit. And not just, like, talking shit. You know what I mean? Even as a listener, you go learn. You feel me? And it's not one of them podcasts where you just soaking up shit. You know what I mean? You in a room with us. Because we're not talking nothing outside of the realm that nobody that's a viewer, that's a listener can relate to.
Talking real shit.
I'm talking real shit.
And that's like, I get to the point where I'll be like, man, I don't want to do this shit no more. And then be conversations like this. Yeah. Be like, this is exactly why I'm doing it for.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you, bro, because you ain't have to slide, but you slid. You feel
man.
me?
Like, you ain't have to slide on my shit, bro. Like, and it's not even on some return the favor shit. It's the respect.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Because, you know, bro, you know how it be doing this shit, especially starting out. You know what I mean? Like, I'm thankful for you and every guest and every viewer and every listener because I can say that I was there when it was just like one viewer, and it was like my cousin.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then to actually see people coming like, man, I'm fucking with your shit, G. Like, I get more feedback, and I don't made movies. I don't did a whole bunch of shit. Even though I'm only 33, turned 33 November 10th, Scorpio. I get more credit off this podcast that I did over these few months than like the mixtapes I dropped, the clothes, the record label, me being on like different other platforms and shit. Like, nah, bro. And like I was telling my brother, like, this is it. Like, I'm gonna still have my hands in everything, but me talking to the people, that's what I want to do. G.
That's the universe letting you know that you walking that path you're supposed to.
Yeah, man. And that's why, like, I don't. I mean, even though I get professional with the shit, like, I don't think too hard on it. I don't want to change the formula. You know what I mean? And like this shit, man, this shit perfect. Only thing, like bro, like when your shit get bigger, you go expand. Facts. But the premise is gonna always be the same.
So allow me to say this again, bro. I appreciate you.
Absolutely,
you feel me?
I appreciate you, man.
And this has been another episode of Conversations with Jay.
Conversation with Jay, ToneDiesel signing out, man. I love y'all. Y'all be blessed and prosperous. Y'all be safe because the world is dangerous out here, man.
Big facts.